welcome back. Today I am going to, I'm going to trim and wire this brushed cherry, but actually, I was going to say I'm experimenting around with some different camera angles and stuff. This angle here, you got my face in here whether you like it or not. But it's a brushed cherry. There's two scientific names, which can be a little confusing when you try to find out what it is. Eugenia myrtifolia is one of them. The other one is like a SYZ kind of a name. I'll put them both in the description or the title or whatever. It's usually sold as brushed cherry. It's a tropical form of a topiary where, this would be a bush you could just kind of shape into, a little zigzag or try to make a little bear's head out of it or something stupid like that or whatever. But I planted it on the north side of my house, right outside of my bathroom window, with the idea that, I could be in there taking a dump in the wintertime with the window open and the neighbors couldn't see in or whatever. But little did I know, I planted it way too close to the house. And the north side of the house there gets almost no sun in the winter and then really almost too much sun in the summer, which is just an odd combination. And it was a really unhealthy looking plant. And it was never going to get big enough or anything like that to cover up my windows. So I dug it up. And you should be looking at some of the different stages of it since then. Once I got it back to health, it just basically grows and grows and grows. It really grows amazingly fast. I think the one downside to trying to keep it as bonsai is just that it grows too fast to keep up with. It's got, actually, you should now, around here, should be the last pictures. It's got some wire scars from that. With this new camera angle, I really can't zoom in real quick for you or anything like that, but it's got some wire scars from that last wiring or whatever. It's been like 2 months, but it's bushed out again and I got to do some maintenance on it. One thing about this angle is I had to kind of scoot away back to get the whole thing in the picture, and I do plan on doing just that. And now I think I'm going to go ahead and change the angle just a little bit. Alright, so I think that's a little bit better now. There is a chop scar here from a branch that was going out that way. It had two branches up here. It did, in some of those earlier pictures you probably saw that there was another trunk. That one got weak and I just kind of pulled that one out because it was going to, two trunks, especially separated like they were, wasn't going to work. There was another branch coming out here, so there's a little chop scar there. There's a really big chop scar right there, and then another one here, and then now there's going to be another little one there. Each time I kind of come in and reduce it and trim it and wire it back up, I'm going to try to get that smaller and smaller, and then the biggest one there is almost healed up. I mean, you'll probably be able to tell it's there for at least a couple more years. After a little while it might grow out enough to where you can't see it anymore, but that would be the front. And that would be the back. And the main reason that's the back is because it's got the big hunk of stuff coming straight at the viewer there or whatever, which is breaking the rules. Or back branch for a, just filling it in back here. Let's see, now, I know when I wired, like I said, this one here, it's a very small branch. It just wouldn't really hold up all that well. It wouldn't really, like I said, it was straight up at one point, but now it's just kind of flimsy, so I'll be wiring that like that. I still, because of the new camera angle here, I can't really get up there and see it as well as I used to. I don't know if you guys can see those wire scars there. When I do it, the wire scars are coming like this. I mean, it's hard to describe, but they're wrapping around like that. So now when I want to go the other way, and just in case I'll leave it in less time this time. I didn't realize how quickly this thing grew, even the branches or whatever, because they don't really seem like they're getting all that much thicker or whatever. But alright, so I got everything all cleaned up, ready for some wire. Perhaps maybe one of the people in the audience here could help me out, but one of the things I struggle with is, you do want that, you get the branch on the one side, you get a branch on the other side that isn't directly across from it, another one on the other side, and eventually you can just kind of go to a crown where it all fills in. But I got two strong branches here, and they are bar branches, which will create a bulge in the trunk. But that's one of the hardest things for me with growing bonsai and having the green thumb and everything. I think I'm doing pretty good with all that. But that is, you want the lower branches, one side, the other side, and then eventually it just kind of comes to a crown, where once it comes to a crown, you can kind of let it just get super complicated and stuff in there. But clearly these two branches are straight across from each other. So I did decide to go ahead and take that guy out. And hopefully, when I be wiring that up, and maybe now that'll get some more sun and be able to kind of, get a little bit thicker and fuller in there, and hope for a little branch in there to come up, and then kind of let it, and it's still going into a crown a little bit here. You can see that that's, almost like a hedge there on top, which I was not trying to do. It just kind of happens that way or whatever, but when I was running the garbage out, my neighbor's daughter, she stopped me with some really bad news. She was telling me it turns out that her dad is addicted to Viagra, and her mom's taking it pretty hard, so hopefully you can keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And let's see, this one, I've been happy with the placement of it. So I think I'm just going to try to get a little more movement to it. Doesn't seem to be as lignified as the top branches, which is, of course it is more of a topiary kind of a thing than an actual tree, but I could almost hear that snap right there. So I'm not going to try to go any further. I got a little bit of movement, not much, a little bit. And then this one, I'm just going to bend that towards the viewer there a little bit, and maybe take the whole thing back like that. Yeah, at least it's not straight anymore. And then this one here, even though I'd like to, there have been some times that on this tree I thought this side was the better looking side. Of course, now that I've chopped it all up, it probably doesn't really look that way, but that side would actually give the appearance that it's falling away from you, the viewer. And part of the idea is it's supposed to loom over you a little bit, so that's why I'm sticking with that as being the front. This one I want to bring back up, because like I said, it was hanging down there. It's almost long enough to get a little bit of movement in there. Boy, I hope I wasn't pushing my luck with that too much. Can actually see now. Should probably cut that off. And then up here, really if I just come, like I said, it had no movement to it. Gosh, even with that thicker wire, got a little bit of a bend to it, and a little bit down. kind of made it invade that other branch a little too much. So I'll take out a couple of these and clean up that just a little bit. And that's about it. This back branch, I mean, I don't know, maybe just in case, because I said is the front's still facing towards you guys. So I'd like to have it pop a branch off of the main trunk up here that way, but just in case it doesn't, it might be nice if this back branch kind of filled in that side just a little bit. So I think that's all I'll do is just bend it that way a little bit. And I guess that's it. I'm not sure about this new camera angle. Let me know what you think. I took the backdrop down. That was on the other wall over there, but I took the backdrop down. I did some of this. After wiring it up, those two just kind of got together there a little bit. I mean, that could have waited till the next prune, but it just kind of bothered me as I was sitting there looking at it. But yeah, let me know what you think. You know, one thing about that backdrop is I really hate the color purple. I hate the color purple even more than I hate red and blue combined. But anyway, I snuck a couple jokes in today. Hope you guys appreciate it. And if you did appreciate it, you should subscribe, like, comment, say hi. Let me know what you think about me sitting on this other side. I hate not being able to zoom in on the camera and everything, but anyway, hope you have a good day.